Hi, my name is Colin SkipperWing Bird, and welcome to another special edition of SkipperWing Draws a Thing, process videos for the Crimson Fly animated comic book. If you would like a version of this video without the commentary, you can check out links in the cards, in the description below, or in the annotations when they appear on screen at the end of this video. Cool, yeah, that's the direction. So, for today's video is issue 5, strip number 57, aka the second page of volume 2. I'm gonna stop getting hung up on that as soon as we get further into volume 2, but we're on volume 2. How awesome is that? So this strip and this story is very interesting because it's the first time that we see events play out from a perspective other than the Crimson Flies. And actually, tangent real quick. So the reason why there was a skip from oh hey, we're inking the comic to oh hey, we're animating the comic, why did we skip? Well, actually, while I was live streaming the creation of this strip, I live stream picarto.tv/skipperwing if you're interested. Again, links in the description. While I was live streaming, I accidentally forgot to hit record during the process, and rather than, you know, go back and redo everything, I decided, well, screw it, we're just gonna have to keep things as they are. So hopefully this will never happen again, but if you do notice a skip like that, that's probably what happened. Yeah, oops, my bad, I'm sorry, never happened again. Cool, moving on. So what's interesting from a writing perspective about this particular strip, and really what's going to be particular about a lot of strips going forward, is how to make the characters sound like individuals without sounding like cliches, but at the same time also not sounding like you, and not sounding like they don't they don't have their own voices. I have to admit that's kind of tricky because while I'm good at a lot of things, writing isn't one of my strong suits yet. I'm hoping to get better, and really that's a lot of what goes into the Crimson Fly, is a lot of self-improvement, but you're probably going to see a lot of my baby steps in writing. I find one of the easiest things to do in terms of getting your characters to have their own voice is to say the things out loud, i.e. like in the beginning, okay kiddies, this is how it's gonna go. Or imagine whoever you'd have acting that character in that role. So in this particular case, I would guess the closest visual equivalent would be Quentin Tarantino. But I guess also other picks would probably be Brad Pitt. And maybe who else is kind of smarmy like that, but in a likable kind of smarm. Yeah. But basically picturing how they would say what you wanted them to say. From an animation perspective, this strip is actually kind of interesting. I know I just kind of jumped the gun, but that's where the video is. I'm trying to move as I go forward. I'm always trying to evolve my process for drawing and animating these characters. From a drawing perspective, it means simplifying things down to lights and darks, what's in light versus what's in shadow, and how they interplay off of each other, and also trying to minimize the details so that the simple shapes come across easier. From an animation perspective, I'm trying to merge puppet animation with traditional animation. If you've ever seen anything by this animation studio Titmouse, you'll sort of get an idea of what I'm talking about. How it's very fluid, but also very consistent as well. I am not a master of consistency. I can do the fluid when I really, really want to, but the consistency part eludes me. So I think that doing puppet animation will really help with that. But it's going to be, again, just like with my writing, it's going to be a lot of practice. So you're going to see a lot of my sort of rough goofs at the beginning. For this particular character, with the popping of his collar, or the fluffing up of his collar, that was actually a little bit harder because it's a subtle movement. For very action-oriented and very dynamic poses, like punching, kicking, blocking, dodging, all of that jazz, that's my bread and butter. I can do things that are very obvious, but for things that are very subtle, You can even see it in my talking right now. I'm a very gesticulative person, and so being subtle is kind of hard for me. But overall, I think that this strip turned out pretty well. Yeah. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy issue 5 going forward. If you want to check out this comic in its original format, there's going to be links in the annotations, or you can check it out in the description. On Fridays, I also do a series where I don't talk about the Crimson Fly. So if you have a thing that you'd like me to draw, again, leave a note in the comments, or also tell me what you think of this particular strip as well. Either way, my name is Colin SkipperWing Bird, and I am signing out. I'll catch you peeps later.